I was just going home and I wasn't originally planning to film anything, but sometimes inspiration strikes when you least expect it. And so I just wanted to sit down and reflect on my experiences so far. Tomorrow, I'm actually moving out of my apartment. And this is the apartment that I lived in for the past like 3 years. And it's crazy because I've lived here for so long. Pretty much all of my professional life, this apartment is all I've known. I've been living in busy midtown Manhattan for ever since I graduated college. To be quite honest, I've had a bit of a love-hate relationship with the apartment that I live in because, as many of you know, New York City isn't cheap, and the apartment that me and my roommate live in and have lived in is very small, and at times I've felt like, oh, I need to get out of here. And now that the day is finally here, tomorrow the movers are coming. I'm gonna pick up everything from my little life here and move out of this apartment. And so it's a little bit sentimental for me because now as I walked through and I realized that today was going to be the last time that I took the subway on the commute home to where I live now, and I'll probably never make that same exact route ever again. And obviously, like, some of you are probably like, oh, it's no big deal, like, why are you being so sentimental? But at the same time, I've realized as I reflect on my time over the past 3 years, I've grown so much as a person and so much as a professional, and also just personally. I feel like I've come so far when I think back to the beliefs and attitudes and how I viewed the world when I was just graduated from college. Even though it's only been 3 years and I'm still very early on in my career, my perspectives have changed so much. And of course, like, starting this YouTube channel about a year ago has also absolutely changed my life for the better. And I'm so grateful for that. And all of these things, these milestone events that have happened over the past 3 years, all happened while I was living at this apartment in Midtown Manhattan. And it's crazy, like, it sends chills down my spine because I realized that in 10 years from now, I'm probably going to look back on this time and I'm going to think, wow, like, remember that time when I lived here in this tiny apartment and it was so tough at times, but so many things happened and I was still learning and growing as a young adult in my early 20s. And it just makes me realize that time really does fly, and it's sometimes difficult for us to slow down and appreciate what is going on around us in the present. But the older I get, the more I realize how much more important that is, because nothing is permanent in this life. Nothing is permanent. Everything is temporary. Things are constantly changing. People are coming in and out. People are coming in and out of your life. You're switching jobs. Your coworkers are coming in and out of your life. Your bosses are changing. Where you live changes. Who you're best friends with probably changes as well over time. And it's just like, there are all these moments that you don't really appreciate them until they're gone. I think something that I'm trying to do a little bit more going forward is just to try and appreciate the moments that I'm living in my current life as much as I possibly can, because I know that this moment right now in time where I'm sitting here and I'm filming this video and I'm talking to you, and I just finished up work for the day, and it's a warm summer evening in the year 2024, I know that this moment isn't going to last. And the only thing that's certain is that time is going to continue to progress and that things are going to change in my life and in your life. And so all that's to say, obviously, the past 3 years hasn't been all sunshine and roses. And I don't want to forget that there were many, many struggles and personal challenges that I faced in my life during this time, both in my professional career and also personally. But at the same time, I wouldn't be the person that I am sitting here before you today if it were not for all of those experiences that I went through. And so it's really tough when sometimes people ask me, Matt, if you were to go back, would you do the same exact things that you did, working in investment banking, moving into consulting, and now to big tech? Like, would you have done all of those things knowing what you know now? And the answer is hard to give because I wouldn't be who I am now if it were not for everything that led up to this point. I think it's nice to think that sometimes if we had pre-existing knowledge and we were able to skip those like hard steps, that we would be better off. But I don't think that's necessarily the case, because the challenges that you go through in your life are often the things that shape you the most and teach you the most about yourself. And I think it's really easy if you're someone who's very ambitious and you're like constantly working towards your goals to always feel like you're kind of on a train that hasn't yet arrived, and you keep telling yourself, oh, like eventually things will get better, or eventually like I'll be happier, or eventually I'll get this thing that I want and everything will work itself out. And the reality is, I've realized by now that that never happens. That moment never comes. You will constantly, forever have something in your life or on your mind that you want next. And so you just have to force yourself, like right now, to really appreciate this exact moment in time, and to appreciate that you're alive and that you have so many reasons to be grateful, and so many people and so many experiences that you've lived over the course of your life to be thankful for. But anyways, I got to get back to my apartment now because I have to finish packing tonight so that I'll be ready when the movers come tomorrow. So I hope that you found this video helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.